Let me explain why today is a really exciting day. After a year of doing YouTube, after a year of developing my channel and like creating a video library and everything that I've worked for, I'm finally getting out there and connecting with the YouTube community. And I'm being featured on somebody else's channel for a YouTube interview. Not really even something that I did on my own. He reached out to me and decided to set up this interview. So I'm excited that I'm going to go start preparing for that and get ready for that happening this afternoon. I need to clean my closet. Here's the thing though. I'm not entirely certain what I'm getting myself into. All I know is that I'm gonna be interviewing on a guy that runs a channel called the Godless. Thanks. Let's redo that. I'm gonna be interviewing with a guy who runs a channel called the Godless Engineer, and he's an atheist. He talks about criticisms that skeptics often have for reasons why they, don't believe that God exists. He criticizes various worldviews. He talks about politics on his channel. I like the guy's channel. He talks a lot about some really interesting stuff that I'm excited to engage with. But like as far as what questions he's gonna ask in the interview process, I don't know a whole lot. I know that we're gonna be talking about genetics, not exactly my field of expertise. We're going to be talking about a series that he's doing on why he thinks that Jesus was a mythical person rather than a historical person. I'm kind of interested on that one, and I think that'll be fun to engage with him on. But yeah, I don't know. He's doing questions based off of videos that I've done, so in theory I should be prepared for what he has to come, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, and I'm kind of excited about it. The interview is about an hour from now, so I'm just getting ready to start setting up, putting together cameras and setting up some vlogging stuff, getting my computer ready because the interview is going to be over Skype. And yeah, just whatever stuff that I need to make sure that everything comes out smoothly, that it goes clearly, that I have, stuff on hand that I can refer to if I need to. Yeah, just making sure that, everything goes smoothly for the first interview that I'll be doing and connecting with the greater YouTube community. So, let's start setting up. Sort of forgot that this thing was running. But I've got everything set up. Got my gear ready. Still have a little bit of time before the interview actually starts. But I just wanted to give my thoughts before the interview actually started. How I think it's gonna go. I'm not too worried about losing, because it's not a debate, it's an interview. We're just, two people from two opposing worldviews that are discussing ideas. So I'm not worried about that. I don't think that he's going to be hostile. I've seen him interact with other Christians on his channel before, and like he's respectful and he's trying to get to the issue. He asks questions that are critical that I think just most critics often come up with, but I think what I have to be most prepared for is reframing his questions in a way that aren't, for lack of better words, loaded. I don't think this is something that is wrong that he does on his part, just the way that questions are framed that come from critics oftentimes are worded incorrectly, in a way that assumes something about the worldview that they're criticizing that doesn't quite get to the point. normally I'm pretty good at that. I mean, I'm a competitive debater, so that's typically what I do. But that's what I'll have to look out for during the interview today. And yeah, like I said before, he seems like an intelligent guy. I'm excited for the interview, and like really I just want to do a good enough job so that he's able to put it on his channel and inform his viewers about what people from our side believe, and hopefully be invited back, because I like what he does and I'd like to engage more with him, and it's cool to establish that contact, establish somebody to talk about these kinds of issues with. So yeah, let's get this thing started. So I just finished the interview. I wanted to give my post thoughts on how I think the interview went. I think that it was a good and respectful discussion. It was nice to just be loose and talk about things and kind of joke around with each other. If you want to check out the full interview that will be broken up into multiple videos, you can go check out John's YouTube channel over at Godless Engineer. Those interviews will be posted up there. I think they're an interesting watch. We talk about a lot about like genetics and a little philosophical thought from it, and the historical Jesus. We hovered around those topics a lot. As far as how I think that it went, in a debate type format, I wouldn't say that there was a real winner. I think I made the mistake of not being able to provide my responsibility of the burden of proof. I did a lot of, I'd say, criticism or attempts at discrediting criticisms. In debate, what we call mitigation, analyzing an opponent's impacts and criticizing them, tearing them apart in a way that makes those impacts less impactful. I think that was mainly my role in the discussion. I don't think that I engaged enough or provided enough, substantiated evidence to fulfill my burden of proof in the assumption of like the debate type format. If it was a debate, basically, I'd say that I would have lost, mainly because I didn't, provide things. But nonetheless, it was a good discussion, and I think that I was able to give something to think about, not just with John and his viewers, but, with anybody else that might continue to keep watching. There were plenty of points that I think that I could have engaged on, and a lot of Christians would have engaged on, but I wanted to try and stay on topic with the genetics and the historical Jesus, topics that we were talking about. So go check those videos out. Let me know what you think that I could have done or could have provided better in that sort of scenario. Obviously, I know that I could have provided more evidence, but I enjoyed it nonetheless, and I think that I did something to contribute to the value of the people that watch the interviews. So go check those things out. Yeah, that's it for tonight. That's it for this vlog, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.